I've used this MaxJax lift for about 4 years, and it's proven to be a good solution for a workshop with a relatively low ceiling. The one irritant is this hose that has to run across the floor, across your workspace, from post to post. Today we're going to explore a solution that runs a hose extension across the ceiling instead of across the floor. This will probably void the MaxJax warranty here, but hey, that's already expired. As always, consult a professional or do this procedure at your own risk. With a 19mm wrench, we took off the original long hose and took it to our local hydraulics shop, Salem Hydraulics Company, and they made an extension hose about 16 feet long with a female 3/8 18 pitch fitting on one end and then a male fitting on the other. The local shop fabricated this extension for about half of what it would cost to order one from MaxJax. And now we thread the long hose back in to the hydraulic unit. You should avoid using Teflon tape with hydraulic systems, and you should use a specific sealant for hydraulic systems. Something like True Blue here, PTFE sealant, or better yet, Permatex number 545, which is kind of expensive. I'm just going to go with what MaxJax sent in the first place and cross my fingers. Next, we'll use the hose spin method to connect these two together. 22mm and 19mm for this. This thing pretty far away from the metal of the garage door track. I'm making an adjustment to pull the slack from the hose over to the control unit side, so I'll have a little flexibility about moving the control unit. Looks like I need more hose. I should find a different way to word that. There it is. I'm going to make sure the fluid is running at the top of the dipstick on the left to compensate for fluid needed to fill the new hose. I'm using Valvoline Max Life because it's compatible, and transmission fluid's going to keep it cleaner and also not going to oxidize and degrade over time as much as hydraulic fluid would. It's time to see if this thing works and then bleed the system. You do that with a 5mm Allen wrench here with these bleed screws and a rag. Checking for leaks. The air coming out of this bleeder screw here is the air from both hoses. I drained and cleaned the initial hose. Of course, the new hose doesn't have any fluid in it. We'll check the fluid level over in the reservoir on the control unit shortly and just make sure it stays topped up. And we'll keep letting this bleed the air. This thing has gone through some fluid in the initial bleeding phase here, and I've really only bled it by raising the lift a little bit on one side until I could get the other side with the longer hose moving. There's still a pressure differential, so that one's going to come up behind this one. The air is moving into the top of the cylinder over there. We'll bleed it on both sides until it's balanced. Let's check this bleeder screw and see if we're getting any air. All right, that's just fluid, so we're good. Again, just fluid, no air. There is no evidence of leaking, No evidence of leaking on the old side. And then you can see the new hose goes up and over instead of down across the floor in the way. No evidence of leaking where the old hose joins the new hose. The hose is not touching anything metal or sharp. We're using plastic conduit hangers. No evidence of leaking at all. I guess one other advantage to red transmission fluid is it's easy to see and smell if it is leaking. Thanks for watching Fixity Fix. If you found this video helpful, as always, we'd ask you for a like. Hopefully we've earned it. And if you find this kind of content helpful, please consider subscribing to Fixity Fix and hit that little bell so you get a notification when a new video drops.